Hey everyone, how are you all? Hi Francis. I can't see anyone because my glasses are dirty. Can you all guys hear me? Okay. Hi Cheryl, can you guys hear me? I've just got a new mic. I just want to make sure it's working. Hi Rails. How you going? Kim, yeah, you can hear me? Awesome. Yeah. Hi Danny, how you going? Kim, what's happening? Just wait for everyone to jump on. How's everyone's week been? My glasses are all foggy or something. I can't see shit. So just while we're waiting, how's everybody going this week in lockdown? Hi, Mara. Nice to see you on here. All right. So just to remind everybody that I have a system in process whereby you can jump the queue by paying $10, and that will secure you a definite read during tonight's broadcast. I've got these bifocals concepts. You got a what? What's a stenosis? Anyway, what's I going to say to you? I forgot. Antonella, how you going? What's it called when you kill your husband in lockdown? Stress relief. Stress relief, Francis? You can't kill him yet. We need him. Quite weak, yeah. It's been quiet. What was I going to say to you? Oh, yeah, I've got, I'm trying to find it. That's right. Let me see if I can find it. That one there. All right, so jumping across the screen at the minute is account details where you can pay $10 and jump the queue and secure a reading for tonight's show. What I have been thinking about is how to run it, because every week it's trial and error, trying to do the best that we can for everybody. So what I'm going to say is that that $10 secures you a reading, and I will post it as next to possible, but I have to make sure that I do readings on here as well, because that's what the Banter is about. But that $10 will ensure that you will get a reading in this show tonight. So if you do want a reading, jump the queue, and you can actually do that by having a reading. I've had a 2 week start back at uni tomorrow. Hi, Kira. Where are you from? Yeah, Sarah. I was talking about jumping the queue. I get so distracted, though, so changes all the time. What's everyone been up to? You're in Melbourne. Okay. Me too. How are you coping with lockdown? Do you think we're going to get locked up for another 3 weeks? Is that Maruzi? I'm actually not doing readings at the moment, so just bear with us. It's so cool. You've had a great week. Yeah, I've had a productive week. I've been doing a lot of work. Today I worked on a submission for a magazine, so that's been really good. Yeah, I feel your pain there, Jennifer. We're lucky that Raya's really switched on, and an incredible kid that just knows how to apply herself and do what needs to be done, which is really good. Homeschooling is killing you. Maybe you can send the homeschooling to Frances and she can sort the lot out for you. Anyway, let's jump in. Enough yabba. We've got enough on here. Don't forget to like and share for people that are near and around you, because it is tough times at the present time. Everyone's sort of like all over the place, and it's nice to connect. It's nice to connect. These glasses are doing my head in tonight. Well, bifocals, so I can actually, I've got to look in the bottom of them, but I always forget to look at the bottom. You've got to look up or something. I don't know, it's weird. I forget to use my glasses properly. So when I'm reading a book, I'm actually looking through driving glasses or something like that. But anyway, yeah, I got to look at the bottom of them apparently. Oh, well, there you go. It's so much fun having 4 eyes. Dudu, is that you? Or is it you, Professor? It's one of you hackers. Hi, Melanie. Are you planning on going to Europe? Yes, Kelly, I am planning on going to Europe, the UK, Europe. Hi, Karen, how you going? I knew it was you, Dudu. I love you. Oh, how cute. My admin. I have 2 admins. I love them both, my little bookends. What am I going to say to you? Oh, I'll give you today's, I miss you too. I'll give you today's Wayne Dyer mantra, okay? I have this little calendar of Wayne Dyer, and I love it. I always rip. Sometimes I forget, though, and I rip off 10 at once, but I'm actually pretty good this week. So Sunday, the 25th July says, when you trust in yourself, you trust in the wisdom that created you. All right, there it is. Hacked off the bottom. When you trust in yourself, you trust in the wisdom that created you. I'll have a bit of chuckle here because if Mum's on, she's going to go, yeah, I'm a wise one. I created you. Anyhow, let's have a look. So, now the cat's banging. Seriously, babe, can you let her in? I swear this cat, every time the computer comes on, whether it's Zoom, whether it's the show, doesn't matter what it is, as soon as she hears us talking, bang, she thinks it's all about her. She's nearly tall enough to actually open up the door herself. I've had to move everything off the desk so that she has her part in the desk. I don't know if you can hear her banging. You've already said hi, Rioja. 10 times. All right, so does anybody have any questions for this week? Anybody have any issues they want guidance on? This is the Dear Dolly section of the show. Does anybody have any answers? Any questions they want answered? My creator is my dad, and it's his birthday today. I really needed to hear that. There you go. There's always a reason for it, isn't it? Babe, can you let her in? Somebody will let her in a minute. Right, yeah. So just to give you a wind up, Ariana's hanging off the door handle, trying to get in the study. Thank you, bug. What are you doing? You're being naughty. You're interrupting everybody. Yeah? Come here, brat child. Okay, so you're... Okay, no, not those sort of questions, Kira. Guidance questions. I don't want to know about relationships. I don't want to know if I'm going to move into my house next week. I want some guidance. Melanie, okay, let's address this one, okay, because this is something that I just can't comprehend how somebody can stay at the same job their entire life. I can't even stay at the same job the entire day. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Janie. Can you please provide some guidance on what career path I should look into? I don't think what I'm doing is what I want to do for the rest of your life. So if in doubt, don't. Okay, that's my easy answer to that one. If in doubt, don't. Melanie, life is about experiencing things, okay? And And you should be doing something that you love to do, because when you love it, it's not work, okay? And you get a lot more out of it. And so have a look at what things you like in your world. Have a look at things that make you shine. Have a look at things that you're passionate about, and start with that in the circle. And then branch out to the next circle in career paths that may connect in that. It's kind of like a family tree or a tree branches, you know, start with the base and branch out, and then have a look at what you can adapt and put in there. So, you know, there are many, many options that you can actually do, but you've just got to figure out what makes me happy. Once you can figure that out, then you've got a starting point, and then you can branch out from there. But, you know, I do suggest that if you're not happy, fix it, okay? And look, it sounds easy, and it's not always easy, because sometimes we have obligations, we have commitments, sometimes, you know, we just can't get out of contracts, etc. But I do want you to just at least have a look at what makes you happy, what makes you sing. And if you don't know what that is, write down what doesn't make your heart sing and start from there. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, but it is just sort of like picking away the dead layers until you find something that's actually vital and beautiful, and something that, you know, makes you feel inspired. Jennifer, I'm worried that my flute playing career is over. I am teaching, but this doesn't fulfill my ambitions. Will I play again on a more regular basis? Having children has derailed you a bit. Uh-oh. Here it is. No, you're not getting up there. Get on your side. Hi, everybody. Quick, say hi. Ow. Sit down. Get your ass out. Sit. Get a Maine Coon, they said. Don't bite me. She's got her back feet in my leg. All right, let me have a look here. So cute. No, she's a total little shit. She's naughty. Jennifer, when I'm jumping into the question here, something that I know in mediumship is that sometimes we become what's the word? We become drained. There's no other word that I can think of. We become drained, and become complacent, and we become withdrawn, because we're just depleted of energy. And sometimes we actually have to take a break before we can actually get back up again and have another round. And so, Jennifer, what I want to say to you is don't give up playing the flute, okay? Sometimes we just have to find another avenue to come in, so that, you know, we become passionate about it. It's almost like a relationship where you've fallen out of love with your partner, and then, you know, you work really hard, and then you come back and you fall in love again. So it's sort of like that. You know, you've got this on and off love affair, and not all the time are you going to be in love the way you were when you first met. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean you're not in love. It just means that sometimes you need some time out. Don't know if that sounded totally wanky, but I know in my head what I meant. So I hope that relayed without the BBT translation. But, you know, that's what I'm seeing for you, Jen. Just take a break and allow yourself some distance, okay? Recapitulate who you are, learn to love yourself again, and then fall back in love with the flute, okay? It's really hard because the music industry at the present time has been paused due to COVID. However, there's no reason why you can't do some online stuff. You know, there might be an ability where you can, you know, get everybody together and have like an online ensemble or something like that. Online, you know, flute ensemble. You might be able to do a sonata, a flute sonata, or something like that. Like, think outside the box. At the moment, everybody's working online. People are missing public performances, and so you know, there's no reason why you can't be creative with what we do have and bring that to a new living platform, if that makes sense. So best of love there, Jenny. And, you know, I wish you all the best. Where are we at now? I know, Lisa. I want one that's cuddly. Mara, what I'm feeling for you is I just want to say pace yourself and don't take on too much at once, okay? I can see that you're trying to achieve things, and that's an incredible thing, and you've come a long way since you first started. But I just want to say to you, balance is the key here. Just pace yourself and don't commit to things that you're unsure of whether you can I guess fully commit to, if that makes sense. So just chew one piece before you take another 3 bites. That's the message that I've got there. Ari, if you scratch me, you're going to get smack. Hi, Tony. How are you going? Hi, Livy. Livy, there's always positive things coming your way. Always. I have to show you this cat. Wait. Because you wouldn't believe me if I didn't show it to you. Look. See the shit I have to put up with? Butter wouldn't melt in its mouth, though. I had to move off half the stuff off my desk so she can actually fit. And now she's got a tail on my computer. Get off! Right, where are we going at? Ari, stop it. You're a little bit down today. Shall we pull some cards, guys? Yes, Jasmine, she's a Maine Coon. She's 18 months old and she's only half grown. So shall we have a look at some cards? Let me see. Oh, you know the ones I'm going to pull? I think Geordie and I had these the other week. Yeah, let's use these ones. I feel like we need some love energy here. She was. Ari, get off the fish tank. She was a little bit pricey. She was actually a gift. You can give her back. She was actually a birthday present, and yeah, she's kept us all entertained. That's for sure over the last year and a half. So I'm going to use these cards. That's the back of them. You can get them from Animal Dreaming Publishing. Inner Soul Guidance Oracle. I'll just show you the back of them. There's some of on the back there. See, look at that. There you go. Some of that's there. Oh, make us laugh, Tiara. She doesn't stop. She's mental. So these cards are quite... I'm just going to take my thumb ring off because I might drop the cards. You never know. I do try not to, but I do, right? Look at this one. This is so pretty. They're all backwards. Hang on. Go again the right way. Shit. They're all over the place. You love my cat. She is cute. She is cute. She's naughty, but she's cute. The stuff she does just makes us laugh. I'll tell you a story. Last night, so for my birthday, I got given this beautiful plant in a pot plant. And we have it on the coffee table. And all day yesterday, she was trying to get into this plant. And Bec's mum was telling her off. And everyone knows when Nina speaks, you get out of the way. Anyway, as soon as she went to bed, Ariana got into the pot plant and like pulled it all apart. No joke. As soon as she went up the stairs to go to bed, she was in it and she pulled it apart. I will do some mediumship readings a little bit later. I'm just trying to ground my own energy at the moment. I was having a shower and I didn't realize what time it was. I thought I had like heaps of time and I'll go and do a meditation and blah, blah, blah. And then I looked at my watch and it was like 8:05 and I'm like, oh shit. So anyhow, let's do some card readings. I don't know where JJ is. We haven't seen her for a while. She'll probably pop on. But anyway, hi Shirley Ann, how you going? All right. Carly, are you on tonight? I've had somebody donate a beautiful reading and I'm feeling that she's requested that it go to you. So I don't know where you are. So these cards are big for my hands anyway. But they are beautiful, 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 beautiful. So I'm going to go here. Is it Mozi? Is that how you pronounce your name? Where are you from? Okay. I'm going to put a card here. Let's see where it is. All right, here we go. 41. Your card is about protection, okay? I see this as the yin and yang balance as well, okay? May your guiding light surround you, watch over you, and help protect you on your journey, okay? This is something that I feel you need to take into your heart space and just know that you are protected, okay? At the present time, everybody's kind of sort of like sitting in a fear-based program because none of us really know what's coming next. Just when you think you've got a grip on the world, something changes and we're all either in lockdown again or we're let out, we're not let out. Things are being cancelled. Businesses are going under. It's just crazy. If you had have asked us 2 years ago what was coming up for the next 2 years, there's no way that I don't think any of us would have picked this. Not to this extent anyway. So this is just a reminder, Moritz, that, things are being taken care of at a high level. And no matter what happens, you're going to be okay, all right? No matter what happens, you are going to be okay. And as I said to you, when I first looked at this, it reminded me of yin and yang. And so I know that the key to getting through these hard times is balance, okay? Balance your time between, worry and over-worry and peace and harmony. So do some more for yourself, okay? I know that you're holding space for everybody else, but please bring that energy in and hold space for yourself and just revitalize yourself. Put your feet in the earth, run around, touch a tree, lick a flower, whatever you want to do. Just ground yourself a little bit. If you work with crystals, bring those beautiful energies in and, just take a moment and find peace is the message that I'm getting from Spirit on that one. Okay, guys, if you want to jump the queue and pay $10, there's the BSB running across the screen now. I do have 10 readings available throughout tonight's show, and I won't be taking any more than 10 because I do want to, read for other people as well. So it's really important. So if you do pay your $10, all it's ensuring you is that you definitely will get a reading, and you'll get it as soon as I can possibly bring one in for you. Okay. All right, let me have a look here. Hi, Bethan. How are you from? How are you? Ari, get down. Oh, my God, this cat tonight. He's on the top of the fish tank. Okay. You work with crystals? Okay. So grab yourself, Moritz, a piece of smoky quartz. Grab yourself some tourmaline or grab yourself some dravite if you have it. If you don't have dravite, then sort of like maybe a black obsidian or brown obsidian. Maybe a garnet, something along those lines. And that will bring you back down. Okay. Shirley Ann, I'm going to jump in here with a card for you. So what I'm going to get is I'm going to belt this cat. Oh, okay. This is interesting. Okay. The card I've pulled for you is the rings. Okay. Now, these rings bring unity together for me. It doesn't necessarily mean a relationship and that you're, walking down the aisle to Bruno Mars or anything like that. It's talking about things coming together in your life. And so it's almost like your lifeline and your destiny line are coming together. And, everything that you've sort of like wanted to happen is actually starting to happen. So when you plant the seeds, things start to grow. And I think that it's been a long time coming. And this is just a confirmation from Spirit, just letting you know that everything is on its way. Okay. Growth is happening. You may not be able to see it right at the moment, but it is happening. And, you will be able to sort of like rejoice in that in the coming future. Can you get out of there? Out. Get out. No, you're being naughty. Go. Does anybody want a Maine Coon? There's one going free. So I hope that makes sense for you, Shirley Ann. It looks like it's going to be great for you, and I really hope that you enjoy all the blessings that come with this message, because you've worked really hard for it. Okay. And, sometimes when we're working hard towards something and we're manifesting it, it's really easy to become, I guess, a little bit disheartened because, you can't see always that, things are starting to come together. I can give you an example with me is that for the last 4 years, I've been working on an Oracle deck, and, you slave away at something, and, slave is probably not the right word, but you work hard and you apply yourself, and, you think this thing is never going to end, and then you just keep going and going and going, and then suddenly you get to a point where you can see it all coming together. For me, that point is I've actually got an incredible illustrator, and I've been working with him for the last 2-3 weeks, and watching the illustrations and just the components of what I've been working on come together in the final format. It's really, really rewarding. And I think that's the same for anybody that works towards something. And Shirley Ann, I do see something similar coming for you. It's been a long time coming. I wish you all the best. And, just embrace it when it comes, because you work really hard and it's worth it. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for you. Does that make sense? Hi, Inika. How are you going? Livy, how you going? It's 100% check. Carly, are you online? Are you in Facebook jail again? We'll wait and see. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to jump in quickly with Spirit, because I've got a. It's really funny. I've been trying to work a little bit different recently, and what I've actually been given first is the name David. Okay. So I have got the name David, and the message that David's wanting to bring forward for the person I need to contact is to keep in front, is the word that he's saying. Keep in front and stay abreast of things. Okay. And what I'm actually seeing with this is that it's almost like, you got to keep your head above the water. And this is sort of like the push that I'm getting from him is to just keep going. Just stay in front of it. As long as you stay in front of it, you're going to be fine. Okay. Now, I know that David is reaching out to a female person. Okay. And I'm also wanting to say daughter as well. So somebody on here must have a dad called David that's passed in spirit. And David's just wanting to come forward tonight to just let you know that, you are being supported, but you also need to hold your own. Okay. You've got to keep that head up. You've got to keep going. When you let your head down and when you start to look at your toes, things are going to fall in the arse. And David's just wanting you to let you know that you have to believe in the journey. You've got to believe in yourself. Now, when I'm asking him, just about him and the things that he's actually showing me, he's showing me memories of a young girl, and she's got a ballet dress or a tutu on, if that makes sense. And so I know that this person that he's wanting to connect would have had some sort of a dancing connection, if that makes sense. So, Livy, you're saying that your brother-in-law passed away. He's your niece's dad. Would your niece have done ballet? Would that make sense that she's done ballet? because the memories that I'm being shown from David is watching a little girl bounce around in a tutu. Okay, and David's also sort of like letting me know that his passing was, I guess he was poorly at the time of his passing. So that's normally related to some type of cancer-related illness, or at one point he loved dressing up. At one point, and loved dressing up. I thought you said at one point, and he loved dressing up. So I've got this memory of this gentleman running around with a tutu on. Anyway, I do feel that's him as well. But I know that he passed from a cancer-related illness, and there was a time when they didn't know what's actually wrong with him, if that makes sense. And so there was a pause in time, and there was a bit of frustration actually with him also. And also that he's showing me too is with his mum, okay? And she's also in spirit. So this is grandma to your niece. And she's coming in, and she's given me the name Sylvia or Sylvia or Sylvie or something that sounds like that. So I don't know if you can place that name, but that's the name I've been given. And David is just making me aware that he's with this person. Can you get your lips out of my fish tank? Can you place that? Your nana's Sylvia. Okay. Anyway, his mum Eileen is passed. Oh, look, she's a pain in the ass. She licks the fish tank water. Okay, I can only go by what I'm being given, guys. I've got the name Eileen. Sorry, not Eileen, Sylvia. That's coming through as well, but it could be somebody else that's passed over. Okay, but I've definitely got David here, and he's definitely showing the memory of a young girl dancing around in a tutu, and I want to say that's my child. Okay, that's my child, and I know that there's a boy that he's wanting to connect to as well, because I can see, I don't know that he's older, but he's definitely taller, if that makes sense. Okay. But that's the message that he's come forward with tonight. He's come forward just letting you know that she just needs to, follow her heart, keep her head above the water, and whatever she strives to achieve is what she's actually going to achieve. So hope that message makes sense. If it doesn't, then I do just ask that you hold on to it, because I know that will come forward at some stage. Hey, Oti, what's happening? Now look at her. She's on the printer. Oh, it's going to be one of those nice kids. Hi, Ariel. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to jump on this, Ariel. Okay. It was actually the article that I was writing today was it's for a magazine, and the topic of discussion is making friends with death. Okay. And what many people fear is death itself. They fear that it's a horrible experience, and they just don't know what to expect, I guess. And I found myself in these shoes many years ago when a loved one was passing, and I just didn't know what to expect. I was watching him pass away. I was watching things happen in the hospital room, and I didn't know anything. So I spent hours and hours and hours on Google just trying to figure out what the hell was going on. There was no palliative care staff. I was basically just left to my own. So yeah, it's really, really hard. And so I decided to actually educate myself and become a death doula, which is somebody that works with people that are in their end of life stages, and just to educate them and support them in the abilities that they have or the opportunities they have. And one of those things is to encourage people to say, never leave the room without saying I love you or goodbye or anything like that, so that if something happens, they at least have that to hang on to, because there's nothing worse as a psychic medium with somebody coming to you saying, do they know I love them? Do they know that I've done my best? Are they proud of me? Did death hurt? And all that sort of stuff. And so it's been really funny that I've actually been writing about that exact thing today. And so trying to find peace in grief is such a difficult thing. Your loved ones do know that, you are there with them, okay, because proof of afterlife has come forward many, many times before, and I would be out of a career if it didn't. Okay, I would be so out of a career if it didn't. And so I know that, even though it's really hard on you guys and you never got the opportunity to say goodbye, just understand that your loved ones are aware and they're near and around you, and they know every thought and every action that you take in this life. Okay, the actual death didn't hurt. Okay, there might have been some pain and suffering leading up to it, but death doesn't hurt, and life beyond death actually is a real thing. So just hold that in thought when you're struggling, and just know that no matter what, you're never, ever, ever alone. Now, let me just address this reading. Go back and up here. Let me see. The cat's taking a fax of her bum. I was going to get some mugs written up that says, like, I banter with Bugs' bum. She's such a shit. You're having some random breathing pain. OT, that's just anxiety, okay? Hi, Livy. David died at the wheel with heart failure. He was sick a while, and his daughter, Hannah, did do dancing. Okay. Yeah, look, I really did feel that he was sick, because I'm seeing that. But there's so many incredible memories that he's running, just running through with. One of the things that he did do, just quickly, is a lot of thinking when he washed his hands. And so I see him working with or near around cars because he's got dirty hands. And so when he actually washed his hands at the end of the day, it was his time to actually think and I just reflect on the day and reflect on what happens. And I really want to say that he's present, and he just wants the best for her, and he just wants her to keep on going and just to sort of like keep chasing that dream, if that makes sense. So whatever it is that she's wanting to do, it's something that she's going to have from childhood to adulthood, and she will follow it and she will succeed. And he's just wanting to say, keep on going, keep your head above water, and just don't worry about what's going on around you, and really just put the blinkers on and go for gold. That's his message. Hi, Colleen. How you going? What have you got on here? I love my hair. Okay, thank you. Could you try and see if you can get anyone might have wanted to give me a message before they left us, but didn't get the chance? Please give me some light. Thank you for your wonderful gift. Colleen, okay, I do see a male spirit around you, okay? And the male is just holding out hands, okay? And just wanting to remind you that, you're not alone. They may have left in the physical, but they're still present in, in the energetic form or the soul form, if that makes sense. Now, this person is, watching you sort of weigh up things, okay? They're watching you weigh up things. They're watching you, try and balance things out in your life. And they're just wanting to say to you, just pause a little bit, because at times you're sort of like thinking, and you're sort of like, let me put that differently. Your emotional sense and your, your physical and emotional run separate to each other, and they don't always balance out. And so what your head's thinking, your body's not actually able to, fulfill that obligation. And so what he's wanting to say to you is just aim for things that you can achieve right now, okay, things that are possible, and don't lose energy to the things that, may not be possible at the present time. And I say that at the present time because I know that things are going to change, okay? As I say to you each and every week since this lockdown started, or since COVID has hit us, things are not going to stay the same way, and they never, ever do. We always get through things, guys. We always get through. I mean, if you have a look at the past history, the 1600s and the Black Death, and then we had the bubonic plague of the 1800s. We had SARS and got through that. We had swine flu and got through that. There are so many things that threaten our existence, but at the end of the day, we survive. And as humans, we've proven that we are a survival race. You've only got to look at evolution. We are a survival race. And so these challenges are, I guess, in a way, spiritual teachers for us to sort of like break and then reform ourselves. And so after this, just have a look at yourself, have a deep look at who you are, what you're about, and just know that you are better, so much better for the lessons that you've come through in the past couple of years, the growth that you would have had. You would have had the opportunity to know just how solid your relationships are with people near and around you. I think everybody's relationship has been put under pressure, whether it's a romantic relationship or whether it's a a family or business relationship. No matter what it is, everybody has been challenged in some way or another. And so the message that he's just wanting to say, Colleen, is that it is going to be okay, but you do have to find balance. He's showing me that you're overthinking, and the way that he's showing me that, it's like a mix master going off in your head. It's like everything's just spinning around at times, and he's just wanting to lay hands on your hand and just say, it's going to be okay. All right, it's going to be okay. He is coming forward and showing me just the peacefulness achieved in driving. Okay, and I know that it's been a while since any of us have been able to use our cars properly, but when you can, get out in the car and just let your mind wander. Of course, stay on the road, but let your mind wander and just take that opportunity to get out. Okay, take that opportunity to get out and just enjoy the moment, enjoy the day without any having to control things. Sometimes we try and control our entire life and it's exhausting, but if we actually let ourselves just blow where the wind wants us to blow and surrender to it all, then we're going to have an incredible experience. And I think, Colleen, that's what he's talking about. That's a message that he's wanting to bring forward as well. I have to talk about an Eileen that's coming in forward, an Eileen or an Elliot or something like that. Eileen, I'm going to stick with the Eileen as well. So I don't know whether you can place that name, Eileen, but I am being brought forward with that name. Okay, and there's also the name Ben or Benjamin that's coming in as well. So those names are to be placed with you, Colleen. I hope they make sense for you. And just know that this gentleman that's coming forward is absolutely, he's just very strong, very grounded, and very loyal. And he's just wanting to instill that in you tonight. Hope you can place him. All right, let's have a look. Now, guys, everybody's asking about messages, okay? If you want to jump the queue, there's the account details. Put $10 in and I'll read for you, okay? Otherwise, you can see if I get drawn to you with spirit, but I have given you the opportunity to do both. So the way that it works is if you pay the money, then I'll definitely read for you. Otherwise, it's take a chance and we'll see where spirit wants to read, if that makes sense. Because the banters have always been about spirit's guidance, where I'm drawn to, where I need to be. But the reason I've put this monetary commitment in is because so many of you are so desperate to have readings, okay? And I'm always about an exchange of energy, and that's what money is. It's just an exchange of energy, but it's also a commitment to the messages that have been received. I do the best I can. I sit in the middle and I relay messages. And if your spirit wants you to know something, they're going to tell you. I don't try and make sense myself. And so, it's really hard for me sometimes when I can see you all screaming out for attention and so desperate to, I guess, receive messages, and spirit's going, no, not this one. No, not this one. No, not this one. So I really feel for you guys. And that's why I've made that payment option available. It's just a direct bank transfer, Ariel. All right. I hope that makes sense. What did everyone have for dinner? Sarah's my cat is tops. Last August, I couldn't see her before she passed due to COVID lockdown. Heather, I'm sending out lots of love to you. I'm going to draw a card for you, Heather. Okay, Heather, let's have a look. Some guidance here. I've just read your message that you lost your mum in August. So let's just see what the message is that's come forward. The message is clear out the clutter and make way to receive your blessings, okay? It's a witch's broom. But this symbol is very indicative of sweeping the negative energy away. A lot of Wiccan and pagan people still do that. I know quite a few people who have businesses and they sweep the energy away from the front of their door every time they open up in the morning. And that's essentially what needs to happen right now. You need to sort of sweep that energy aside and start to sort of like get rid of things that have that old stale feeling with them. And that can be anything from people near and around you who you don't sort of like vibrate on the same energy as them. It can be things that you no longer have use for. I looked at like a whole bunch of kids' toys the other day that we've had here, and I'm like, oh, we really need to get through these and give them away or pass them on to people that, you know, can actually use them. Or I'm sort of like throwing stuff away. Just depends. You know, it's about moving on. There's nothing worse than having a whole heap of clutter around because it just breathes stale energy. And so, yeah, that's what needs to happen here, Heather. You need to just shift that energy, shift the belief systems, and just know that, you know, your mum understands, okay? She understands. And something that I just want to bring in here, Heather, is that we don't always need to see with our eyes to know that people are there. So just remember those words. Sometimes what we can't see, you know, we can feel. It's like the wind. We can't always see it, but we know that it's there. And that's exactly the same for our loved ones in spirit. We may not be able to see them, but we can feel them. And that's more important than seeing them. Where's it gone? Hi, JJ. What are you doing? Do you want to come on and play? Where are you at? Wait. I just hit the wrong button. Wait a minute. What else we got? Any messages from spirit? Blah, blah. Where am I going to go to? Anyone in spirit want to connect with me? You had burritos? Wow. I love burritos. You love the water sound in the background. That's our turtle tank with our fish in it and the turtle. Okay, admin's just reminding me to remind you guys that once you've paid that $10 into the account, just flick us through the receipt so that we can add one and one and get two, and then be able to read to you, which is really cool. April had toast. It was amazing. Hadn't experienced that for years. You could smell your uncle last week. Did he use deodorant? Sorry, that's below the belt. Patricia, smell is really important. You know, so often people will say, oh, I think, I smelt my granny, or I think I smelt my granddad that used to smoke a pipe. And, you know, it's really beautiful when, spirit comes forward with scents that we can associate with. And, you know, some people will come forward and they go, oh, I swear I could smell my grandma's cooking. And that just smelled like apple pie. And, you know, there are so many more senses that we have other than our eyes. And it's just such a beautiful thing when spirit utilizes all of our senses and actually brings in, you know, some of those special memories for us. And, you know, it's not just with our eyes. This is Granny. Yep, she looked like this. We also smell them. We hear them, which is beautiful. We feel them. Sometimes we hear their favorite songs as well. And, you know, all these beautiful, beautiful things and these beautiful memories just to let us know that, hey, we're still here and we love you. Okay, which is beautiful. Hi, Jack. How are you going? Are you all right? There you go. Okay, let me have a look. All right. Does that make sense? Okay, so what I'm going to do is Dudu, you're naughty. I just read your message. That's rude. She just told me to beep off. Beep off. All right. Does anybody have any questions about mediumship, about spiritualism, about any healing modalities that they're working on at the moment? Any sort of anything other than do I need to buy a house or, something? Ask me something that you normally wouldn't ask. Let's have some fun. Tony, I thought that was the name of a song, Sweet April Jones. April, I'm only kidding you, but it does sound like a country song, doesn't it? I think so. Okay. Now, I believe. Where am I going at? I lost my message. Where'd it go? Michaelia, is that how you spell it? Michaelia. Wait a minute. Michaelia, I think it is you. I don't know where your name is up here. If you're watching, can you just pop your name up so I can grab your message? What have we got here? You love country music. Can we hold space for those in peril by fire in California and Canada? Yes, Francis, of course we can. Just by thinking it, okay? You can just ask Spirit to hold space and just hold them in your thought with love. I wasn't aware of what's actually going on in California, but I know that they do have really bad bushfires. So yeah, of course, just, energy goes where attention flows. And if you're putting out that energy with love and light, and I know that sounds like fluffy stuff, but it actually does work. Okay. If you put your intention and your heart into something, it actually does work. And so the answer to that is yes. Okay, let me have a look here. See, these are really cool questions. I love these. My turtles eat your fish. Of course they will. But the thing is, Inika, get a bigger fish so the turtles can't eat it. What I actually have in my tank is a PVC pipe that runs along the back of the tank. So the fish can actually get in the PVC pipe anytime they want to get away from him. So, yeah, I've got one little catfish that she won't come out until he's out of the tank and it's pitch black. But we put something in there. So that's answered yours, Francis. Is there anything healing or helping for dementia? Alicia, dementia's a really hard one because it is, I guess, the brain sort of flipping back on itself. And a lot of dementia patients sort of like lose the now and go back to the earlier years. And I think that, I guess I don't know about CBD oil. I'm not really versed in that, but I'm sure that there are things that can slow it down. As to whether they can fix it, I'm not a medical doctor. But I am a believer that our body created it, our body can fix it. Okay. And so I think that if we just work on that philosophy, then by asking our higher self, what do I need to reverse this? Then there has to be something. There has to be something available out there because, for some reason our body's created these things. There's a switch being flicked and there has to be some way. I don't know where in science that'll be. Professor will probably disagree with me, but, it somehow gets turned on. And I really hold this belief that someday we'll figure it out how to turn it off again because, it's a hard one. It's hard to watch your loved one, I guess, sort of like slip back into their childhood and, fade away. But the most important thing is to just love them in that moment for whatever part of them that you do have. And that's what the most important thing is. But I wish you all the best with that one, and send you lots of love and blessings, because I know that it's a real hard journey. Where are we going? Hi, Mr. Wetling. Melanie, good morning. Do angels really help us in times of great need? Melanie, I believe so. Okay, I'm not really one all about angels. That's just my personal preference. I do believe in the archangels, but in regards to the rest of them, I'm not really versed in angel intuitive or any of that Doreen Virtue stuff. I'm not interested. It's not my flavor, and it's not the avenue that I sort of like have pushed myself down over the years of my career. However, I am a believer that whatever you believe in and whatever you put energy to, that's real. Okay, and you know, it's our beliefs are really important to us, because they are the things that keep us moving and keep us going forward. And so if you believe in it, sweetheart, then it's real. Okay, it's like anything, focus, believe, achieve. If you believe in it, and you know, you hold that close to your heart, then of course, you know, you can achieve, not only achieve everything, but you can, you know, really move forward. And I do believe there's a higher source there, and then I do believe there's something there. Whether they're called angels, I'm not quite sure, but if that's what you want to call them, then that's okay. But most definitely there is something there. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Memories of a loved one. When my mum passed on the 6th of the 8th, I was having a cigarette, and the print on it had the date of her death, and the ink was smudged. Wow, there you go. That's incredible. My grandmother used to go to grave and sit in the circle meditation for hours. Do you think meditation is important? Yes, most definitely. Yes, most definitely. I just want to shout out to Dudu. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Definitely, I agree. I know the meditation group there in Emily, and I think that meditation is really important. I meditate a lot more now than I have done in a very long time. Okay, so my meditation can be 3 or 4 times a day, and it may not look like I'm meditating. It could be just sort of like me really focusing on my breathing. It could be me just sort of like going in and checking on my own senses. There are so many different ways that you can actually, I guess, you know, meditate. You don't have to just always sit there with your legs crossed and you know, you singing some mantra. It doesn't always have to be like that. Some people meditate by running. Meditation is the quietening of the mind. Okay, and so I really do believe in it. I believe it's positive. I believe it's necessary, and I do believe it sort of like brings us back to. So yeah, I am a high believer in that. What experience contact with spirit stands out as contact with spirit stands out as most incredible? Nikki, you're asking me what my most incredible connection to spirit is. I have 2 that come to mind. Okay. The first one is seeing my grandfather shortly after his passing. I was able to describe him. I could tell you exactly what he was wearing, to the point where I actually rang my family and sort of said, you know, Granddad's in my bedroom. You know, that was the start of my mediumship journey and the start of my realization that I could actually see things. And the other one was happened probably about 5-6 years ago now, and I actually had a visit from Mother Mary. And I know some of you are going to go, that's bollocks and bullshit, but let me tell you, just as I'm looking at, you know, just as looking at the fish tank there and the turtle and the fish in this tank, it was real, and it scared the shit out of me for 2 weeks, to the point where I couldn't sleep without the light on. So that's probably the most incredible moments, when I actually, you know, had that visit. I thought I was losing my mind that particular night, because I remember it as if it was like yesterday. And she was standing at the foot of my bed, and she was about 7 feet tall. And one of my best friends in the UK, I rang her and I was talking to her about it, and she said, "Oh, the vicar next door, I'll ask him." And so she came back and she goes, "No," he said, "that's normal. People say that that's what happens when they see her." So I didn't think I was any more mental than normal. So that was all really positive thing. So there you go. That's mine. Hey, Ginge, I was just looking at your picture. Going to give you a shout out. What else we got here? Any thoughts on the state of COVID lockdown? Spirits on the chat about that. Will we be out on Tuesday night in Victoria, or will be weekend press? Yeah, look, honey, I think that we're in trouble with that. With that pathetic attempt of protest. I think that it has really, caused a lot of dis-ease in the whole arena. Look, even if there isn't any COVID breakouts, I have a feeling the government's going to shove one in just to say, hey, this isn't okay. And I would be at this stage very surprised if we get out of lockdown on Tuesday. I think they've still got pretty strong hold on the reins. And I think we're going to, go for another week at least. I might be wrong on that one, but it's just a little suspicion. And I just think that, until we have really low numbers, I can't see us getting out of this. So we'll wait and see what happens. Sarah's asking, who is and what is spirit? Okay. I use the name spirit. Okay. But for me, spirit is source, a higher consciousness, and it's where we come from. Okay. It's almost like a power that we all plug into. It is essentially a consciousness. So we get divine intervention from it. When I'm talking about spirit, that is. When I'm talking about spirits, that's totally something different. That's evidential proof of afterlife. And so what actually happens is we are able to communicate with energies or people, their souls that, they were living here once upon a time. And so we actually connect to the soul of that person, and they tell us information about their life here and help us to connect to their loved ones that are still living. But when I'm talking about spirit, it's source. It can be God. It's that higher evolutionary energy that guides us. Essentially, that's how that's how I describe it. Other people might describe it as something totally different, but that's how I see it, and that's how I know it. Hi, Wayne. How you going? Yeah, I do believe. I'm just reading here. Do you believe in past lives? Yeah, I do. I actually remember dying on the Titanic, and it came through as a realization in a dream one day. For so many years, I was obsessed by the Titanic, and I used to watch every video on the Titanic. I had every book on the Titanic. I went to every exhibition on the Titanic. I just had to know everything from what was on the menu, how many knives and forks were there, how many lifeboats there weren't. All the sort of like spics and specks of it, how the leather was made, absolutely everything. And then I remember having this vivid dream one day, and I remember being in sort of like a hallway or on a deck, and I just remember this wave coming smashing in, and then it was then and a little bit more information came through, and it was then that I realized I'd actually died on the Titanic. So such an incredible thing. And I have a couple of Celtic lives that I remember quite clearly as well. So yeah, I actually do believe in past lives. So does Shirley MacLaine. There you go. Alicia, yeah, one day at a time. All right, where are we going now? Tony. Hi, Wayne. Hi, Jacinta. Jacinta, somebody contacted me a way back and sent me through some requests. Oh, that might be the one I'm doing now, the Care Day. Is that her? Same thing? I'm not sure. Anyway, just having a brain fart there. Now, Michaela Walker, okay, is that how you spell Michaela? You sent through some payment for for a reading. Can you just verify that you're online, please, so that I can read for you? Yeah, that's your work. Awesome. Okay, that's cool. You're there. Awesome, Michaela. Okay, so I'm just gonna read for you, and then I also have Kim, and I have no idea where Carly is tonight, but I've got one sitting there for Carly as well, that was gifted. But if Carly doesn't come on, then I'm gonna actually give it to someone else. So we'll wait and see if she comes on. Hi, Tammy. Tell me where you're from. Welcome to the Barber Banter. Michaela, let me jump in and we'll see what we've got for you. Okay, I'm gonna pop you up here so I don't forget you. Michaela, I'm seeing hands being bound for you. Okay, I'm working psychically at the moment, and so I am using my clairvoyance, and what I'm actually seeing is hands tied, and I don't mean in like a Mrs. Grey kind of manner. I actually am being shown that it's almost like you're wanting to move, or you're wanting to free yourself, but you just can't at the moment because of I guess it could be restrictions. It could be another form of external pressure, but at the moment it's almost like you're being made against your will to stay there, stay in place, don't move. And it's almost like the bondage card in the tarot. Whenever I see the bondage card in the tarot, I know it's about us freeing ourselves from the restraints that bind. It's about us reclaiming ourselves and redefining who we are. And I do see that that's something that's going on for you at the present time, that you are trying to reclaim yourself, and it's almost like you're fighting against the system, if that makes sense. Spirit's showing me a lot of writing as well, so I don't know whether you're documenting things or writing things down, but I am seeing a lot of writing going on for you and with you at the present time. I'm also seeing 3 children near and around you as well, so I don't know if you have 3 kids or whether you're 1 or 3, but 3 children on either end is really important, that Spirit's wanting to acknowledge as well. And what I'm actually seeing is it's sort of like an umbrella that's covering these 3 kids. So it's almost like you're being or you're keeping away the emotion, if that makes sense, or keeping the emotion out of it and just focusing on what needs to be done. Can't help think that something here is to do with the relationship, or the breaking up of a relationship, or the letting go of a relationship. So I'm just gonna sort of like put that out there in a positive way, of course, with lots of love attached to it. And I just want to say to you that all good things do come forward and are lasting, if that makes sense. So just what comes up must go down, and vice versa. And so whenever you're feeling a little bit flat, a little bit down, just remember that it all comes back up again, bigger and better than before. So whatever it is that you're going through right now, just trust that the end is near. Okay, trust that you're almost over that hurdle, trust that you're almost over that bridge, and clear skies are coming your way. So I hope that makes sense for you. And I'm also being told the names, or I'm also hearing the word sister as well. So I'm just going to leave that there for you, Michaela, and I hope that makes sense. I hope you can place that information that's been given tonight from Spirit. Lots of love. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Marty. You're in Melbourne. Is there anyone on here that's not in lockdown? Does that make sense for you? I do see it is. All right. Kim. Hi, Nathan. David, where are you tonight? You're not on. Okay. How is everybody finding this new microphone that I've got? Can you hear me better? Nath, can you hear me? Can you hear me better? I got the mic, except I didn't have time to ring you and actually set it up. Love the Tupperware bowl. It's not Tupperware. I don't know what it is. I like it because it's square. I don't know what it is. You're so funny. You can't tell any difference. Oh, Kim, you want yours to go to Wayne. Okay. Nathan, so this one sounds better, Nathan, because I got exactly what you told me to do. Nathan's my sound engineer. It's not Tupperware, Wendy. It's just no-name brand from Safeway or something. Yeah, I got the new, and like it turned up really fast too. So Bec says there's no difference, but I know that you would notice the difference because you're a soundy, a techie. All right, so who am I reading for? No, because what I'll do is I'll just ring you and you can do the details on fine-tuning. I did read the booklet, though. That's okay, Tony. That's fine. I'm going to read for, let me have a look here. You guys in Mackay, seriously, I got taken on a little tour of Mackay the other day and it was all clear skies. And I said, all right, now it's our turn. It was like raining. Wayne, where are you at? Where are you, Wayne? I can't find it. Anyway, Wayne, this reading's for you. It's been gifted to you, I believe, from Kim. Okay. So, Wayne, let me have a look here from you. Wayne, you need to get out of your head a bit, okay? That's what I'm being guided to say, is that you need to get out of your head. You are overthinking things and you're putting too much pressure on yourself. Being a perfectionist, as you are, you do try and control an awful lot. And sometimes you just can't do that. No matter how much we try, sometimes we can't control others that are near and around us. And sometimes the situations and circumstances that we find ourselves in are relative to the behavior and the actions of other people. What I do see is there's a lot of frustration with you, Wayne, okay? Sometimes when we're frustrated and we can't control things in our life, what actually happens is we turn to anger, okay? And I do see you retreating inside yourself, and I do see you trying to control that anger because you are a dear, sweet soul, and you're not one to jump out there and intentionally hurt people, okay? And you hurt more than anybody else, if that makes sense. You're one of these people that has your heart on your sleeve, but you have a few clothes covering it so that people can't see. But, you know, you do have a very soft exterior. I want to say to you, lad, stand up tall, okay? Stand up tall and be proud of who you are and be proud of what you've achieved. I'm also being shown from spirit as I work psychically at the moment, like bricklaying or bricks that are being put up. And it's almost like if you're not a bricklayer, then you're putting walls up around you and separating yourself from other people. I just want to say to you, please stay connected, okay? It's really important during these tough times to stay connected with our loved ones and stay connected to people that are supportive in our life. There's nothing worse than finding yourself in a in a bunch or a crowd full of sorry Sallys. What you actually have to do is surround yourself with people who are uplifting and people who sort of like work with you and push you forward, rather than people that drain you and drag you down. So just, reassess who's near and around you at certain times, and also look for patterns as well. Look for patterns and triggers, because I do feel that, when I'm stepping into your energy, that, your I guess your emotions are governed by triggers that have been sort of like set up from somebody else as well. It's almost like you're being pushed or set up for reactions, if that makes sense. So I don't know where that places for you, but I have to say what Spirit's guiding me to say, and I hope that in some form or some way you can actually find guidance in that you can sort of like apply and benefit yourself in the next couple of weeks. Don't try too hard are the words I'm actually hearing. Don't try too hard, and just understand that there's a time and a place for everything, and your time right now is to sort of like just take a step back, recoup your energy, reground yourself, and just know that no matter what actually happens, the end result is going to be for your benefit, okay, for your benefit. And I do, want to say to you that it is growth, okay? So you are being challenged. Spirit wants to say, get out of your head, stop overthinking things, and just let it be. It reminds me of a song, The Beatles, Let It Be. Okay, now where am I going to go to? Now, Nathan, where did you go? I'm going to jump in here. Nathan, I'm going to pull a card for you. Go back to my cards over here. And Ronit's gone to bed, so if I drop them, she's not going to know about it. Look at all you Watsons. Holy moly. Starting to feel like an episode of, what is it? Sherlock Holmes. Hey, has anybody watched the Dr. Death on Netflix? Wow, is all I can say. What an incredible series. I love Christian Slater. Such a, if you haven't seen it, get at it and watch it. It's amazing. Can't believe that shit got away with all that stuff. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, Nate, let's have a look here, see what guidance we need for you. See, Wendy liked it too. How amazing is Christian Slater in that? I remember watching him as Pump Up the Volume. Do you remember that show? Now I'm showing my age. All right, Nath, the card for you is Footsteps. Actions have consequences. Be conscious of the imprints you leave behind, okay? So it's feet, right? And what I want to say to you, Nathan, is that sometimes your emotions spur you on, and I just want to say to you, you're very much like me in a lot of ways, and we become so passionate about things that sometimes that passion arrives 20 minutes before the rest of us does. And so I just want to say to you, before you actually sort of go full pelt ahead and sort of bowl someone over with either love or anger, just remind yourself that you can be quite intense, if that makes sense. Just remember that, you are quite empathetic and your energy can be quite larger than life at times. And some people just aren't ready for that. And we sort of bowl them over, and the poor buggers have got to pick themselves up. In saying that, just also remember, and I think this is something for everybody to remember as well, is that with, every action has a reaction, and everything that we do in our life, no matter whether it's conscious or unconscious, what happens is that, everything has something coming from that. Whether we like it or not, no matter what we do, it affects something some way. And these cards are just a reminder that no matter what you do, you will leave a footprint behind. And Nathan, I feel like I need to say to you, own your work, okay? Own your work, own who you are, own the effort that you put in, okay? Because I do want to say to you that sometimes you take a back seat, okay? You put in a lot of work, and you do a lot of good for people, but sometimes I think you just shy away from receiving things. You're not one for the limelight, and as much as you're bouncy and happy and all that sort of stuff, I think you quietly sort of shy away from any type of attention. You got people knowing the real you, but guess what? I know the real you, and I think you're amazing. And this card is just a reminder that every action has a consequence. So just be aware of the footsteps that you leave behind and the lives that you touch as well. All right, I hope that makes sense for you. People are asking here, do we have to pay for a reading? Only if you want to jump the queue, okay? Otherwise, I'm going to go where Spirit wants me to go, all right? And I'm going to pick a name out of here, and I'm going to click on the name, and I'm going to read for people. That's how it works. Now, let me just check to make sure I've got everybody else. So Kim, I did. Yeah, I did Kim. And I did Michaela. Yep, all right. What do we got? Bang on. You're welcome. Hey, Tony Ann, how you going? So some of you watched Dr. Death. How amazing is it? I can't believe that, somebody like that went on. For those of you that haven't seen it, I don't want to wreck it too much, but it's based on a true story where this guy was practicing medicine and he would quit his job before he got fired. So there was no record of him being a shitty doctor. And he just went from state to state, from town to town. And just before they were going to, fire him, he actually quit. And then just sort of like pushed them into corners so that they had to leave him a good reference. And this guy was crazy, like absolutely mental. So yeah, if you get a chance to watch it, can highly recommend it. It was like one of those binge series. I just loved every minute of it, and highly recommend it. Such a cool series. What else I'm going to ask you? Oh yeah, let's have something totally trivial. Does anybody have a favorite coffee mug? Does anyone have a favorite coffee mug? Let's see what people say. I have so many. This one I've got at the moment is What Would Dolly Do? Okay, now you guys know I love coffee mugs, and I have heaps of coffee mugs. But do you have a favorite coffee mug? And tell me why. Why do you have a favorite coffee mug? And do you know what I'm going to do, guys? I am going to, let me see, the first person that, let me think of, I've got to think of a question, but I'm actually going to give away one of my coffee mugs to somebody. One's a soup mug. Is that your coffee mug, your morning coffee mug? Oh, Tony, my Bec's got heaps that Raya gave her that say mum, 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 mum. You've got a duck off one. Francis, I was talking to my mum the other day and she didn't realize that, oh God, what's its name now? What was your duck's name? I've totally forgotten it. Valentina. She didn't know that Valentina had passed away. Such a heartbreaking thing. Pink, the singer. You've got a pink mug. You've got a Jane. It's called a bucket. Yeah, it is. Valentina, that's right. I often think of little Valentina. You put so much love. I used to love it when you used to tell me she was eating her peas. Mum's reaction was, we need to buy Francis a new duck. So funny. I used to have a pet duck till the dog ate it. I hope this will make me feel a bit better today. Tony, it would always. Do you know what? Something I was talking to my students about the other day is working with spirit and working with that higher, beautiful energy. And sometimes when you're feeling absolute crap and you're feeling at your worst, it's always beneficial to go and attend something that's high vibration. So whether it's a meditation session, whether it's a sound healing or a Reiki or something like this where, your vibration can be lifted by other people. Sometimes it's a circle, like whatever it is, it will lift your vibration and actually put you in that beautiful healing energy. So you will actually feel better about yourself and feel just better and energized. So just hold that thought. Wendy's laughing. My dog ate your dog. Yeah, she did. Okay, so I used to have this dash hound called Jemima who was such a bitch and she used to bite everybody. And when I was about, I think I must have been about 16, I went on a school excursion and my best man friend, Chris, we went to the Victoria Market and I fell in love with this little duck and he bought it for me. So where kids went home with like candy and stuff that they, junky shit that they bought from the market, I went home with a duck. And his name was Nerdy Duck. And we had him for ages and he used to poop like a kilometer ahead of his butt. And the dog ate him. I was absolutely devastated. And I had another duck when I was even younger than that. And his name was Donald and I had Daisy as well. And my brother thought he would be such a smart ass that he swapped one of my duck eggs with one of my chicken eggs. And of course, I tried to get my duck egg back off the chicken. And you would swear I'd had the shit kicked out of me by Conor McGregor. That thing was trying to murder me. Needless to say, I didn't get my duck egg back. Anyway, there you go. So now, Tony, you've paid for a reading as well. So let's jump on in and see what we can get for you. Where's your thingy? There you are. Tony and Britherton. Okay. Tony, wow. The first thing I got with you is such a really strong Celtic connection. Now, I don't know whether, that's on your mum's side or your dad's side, but as soon as I clicked on you, I felt so much Celtic energy around. So I don't know whether you can verify that or not, but wow. Okay, you definitely have it somewhere, and for some reason. Now, the way that this works, to answer your question, is that you just have to be yourself and not worry about anything, okay? You've just got to receive. That's the only word that I can give you, receive. Spirit works in such an incredible way, and as a medium and as a psychic as well, it's such a gift to be able to bring blessing and to bring support to people that come into my life. And that's what makes this so beneficial to me, is the ability to be able to sort of like hold space and help people out. Now, some of the messages I get are so funny. Like, I've been called a satanic worshiper. I've been told that I'm going to hell. I've had people have sent through pages and pages and pages of biblical text. But what people don't know is I'm actually Jewish, and I know the Bible pretty well. And so if you're ever going to try and quote the Bible, make sure you know it, because I'm going to quote it back to you. But yeah, some of the stuff that I receive is hilarious. But generally, what actually happens is, so I'm just reading the message. Generally, what happens is that, I try and do the best that I can, and bring forward the messages as best I can, and I have to trust and believe, like everybody else, that I'm on the right path, and that this is the right thing for me. And so when I jump on the Banter show on a Sunday night, I know that some people out there are going to get some beautiful messages and some insight and clarity that they need in their life. So jumping back in, Tony's saying that Celtic is from mum's side, so strong in your bloodline. Tony, I just saw it, Ireland, and just that beautiful Celtic running grass and streams and all that sort of stuff. And I know that you have that deep Celtic passion behind you and the foul temper that goes with it. Okay, there's no other way to say it. You have it. And it's such an incredible force. Now, there's a really fine line between pleasure and pain. What I want to say to you is that when you find yourself in that Celtic snap, as I like to call it, focus that energy with loving intent rather than anger, because it's such a powerful tool. Okay, there's no point in getting angry and all blown up about things you can't control. Trust me, I know this. I'm the queen of anger, misangered deflection. I don't know what you want to put it, but either way, when you're a Campbell, you don't have much hope in hell of not having a shitty temper. But as I get older, I sort of do try my best to deflect it away from the people that I love. And I know that it doesn't always happen, but I'm certainly aware of it. But what you actually, I'm just laughing at your messages, happens a lot sometimes. I can't help it. So when you're looking at, and I want everybody to do this, was such a cool exercise. I want everybody to say right now on this show, I want everybody to say the word love. I'm going to give you a minute. Say love. All right. And then I want you to say the word hate. Okay. And you cannot tell me that you can't feel a difference in those two words. Repeat them if you have to. Love and then hate. The vibration is such a different thing. And so when we're working with spirit, and we're angry about something, let's change that to a loving energy. Okay, let's think beautiful, loving energy, and turn that anger and that force into something that is constructive rather than something that's deconstructive. Okay, so when you're blowing off like a steam train, just think, where can I be directing this energy better? Direct it into artwork, direct it into maybe sort of like a workout or something, get a punching bag and beat the living daylights out of it and turn that energy into something physically beneficial. Whatever it is, change it, is what Spirit's guiding me to say for you as well. Now, Tony, do you have a little boy? I'm being shown a little boy, and this little boy learns differently. So there is a little bit of autism or Asperger's with him as well. Can you place him? because the spirit's just drawing me to a young boy that's going to be very much a lesson for you in your life. So I don't know whether that makes sense, but I have to bring that forward. Okay, not a boy. I'm going to ask you to hold that, okay, because I'm just seeing a little boy coming in, and it's boy energy. Okay, I have to go with what I feel here. So if you haven't finished having kids, then guess what? Okay, guess what? So that's coming in as well. I'm also wanting to say to you is get the artistic groove on, Tony. Be creative, bring that passion back. You know, it's almost like you've been derailed and pulled off path. Is the way that Spirit's showing me, and you know what I want to say to you is that you need to get back on that path, onto that creative path. Find the inspiration. Find what sort of like moves you forward, if that makes sense, because it's almost like you've packed up all that energy in a box and tucked it away, and Spirit's saying like, get it out. You know, now's the time to get it out, when you know you have you don't have another way to vent things in a constructive manner. And so they're just guiding me to say to you, and they're telling me to say to you, just like get it out, get back to that creative, get your mojo back on, and be the person, or be parts of the person you used to be. We can't always go backwards, but we can take from the past and move forward with it. And that's what Spirit's wanting to say there. No more kids. Okay, if that's the case, then all I can say to you is that there's a little boy energy around you. Okay, and just be aware of that. So wherever that comes wherever that comes from, just know that there's a little boy energy. So I don't know whether you've lost one, or somebody else is going to have a little boy that's going to be quite influential, but trust me, I know that that's definitely coming in for you. Okay, so Deb, I'm also being asked to have a look at the picture in the frame. Okay, have a look at the picture in the frame, and just remember you're not alone. This comes from a loved one, a grandmother in spirit, and she's just wanting to pass across memory and pass on love to you. Okay, and I do want to say to you that it's like a wedding picture, and like I have to say your grandma, there's a picture with all family there and your grandma's in it, and she's just wanting to say I love you, and just keep your chin up, darling, keep your chin up. Okay, so Tony, that's how it goes. That's as easy as that. When you pay your $10, that's what you get. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you can make sense of it, and I'm certainly sending it across with lots of love and blessings. Okay, hope she listens to me. Hi, Ariel. How you going? Tony, does that make sense? Oh, look at all this affection that's coming out here. Deb, you can't force people to listen to you, unfortunately. They have to be willing, and they have to be ready to listen. And you know what, sometimes as I learned this the other way in just teaching some development strategies, sometimes you can teach one way, but a person may not understand it, and the reason for that is because they're just not hearing the way that they need to hear it. And it does take somebody else to come forward and actually bring that energy forward and explain it a different way, and then they go, oh, I understand that this time. So don't lose hope that you haven't succeeded in listening to you, because they do listen to you, but sometimes it just that home run just doesn't hit home fully, and it just takes somebody else to sort of like kick it that extra mile. But I do know that things will work out, and I'm just going to send lots of love with that reading. I do hope that you can get some peace of mind with it for both of you anyway. Okay, who wants a crystal? Let's go for the crystals and see who wants crystal. Who wants their crystal for the week? Deb, Bloodstone, Francis, Carnelian, Amara, Selenite. I want you to all look these up, guys, because they're going to make sense. Melanie, I see blue lace agate for you. Rosemary, I want to say rose quartz, okay? Tammy, I'm seeing chrysocolla. Kim, orange calcite. Kira, I want to say amethyst for you, okay? Mary, I want you to work with quartz this week. Tony, I want you to work with what have I got? Rutilated quartz. What have I missed? Where am I up to? Mary, did I read yours? Tony, Karen, I can see a piece of damperite sitting there for you. And Kayla, chrysocolla. Honey, I want to say to you, brown jasper, okay? Wendy, the crystal that I'm actually bringing bought to for you is honey calcite. Pamela, I'm wanting to say leopard skin jasper, okay? Honey, I already did yours, didn't I? Jax, green adventurine, which is one of my favorite stones, okay? And Marty, I see smoky quartz for you. Have I answered everybody's? Have I missed anyone? Did anyone miss their stone? Please go and look it up, because the message that comes forward will be totally relevant to where you are. Bubba's saying, oh, I missed out my calling. Okay, garnet for you, Bubba. Narelle, what I'm seeing for you is amethyst as well. Jackie, you've got yours. Wendy Watson, how are you, darling? What I'm actually seeing for you is totally having a brain fart right now. I'll think of it in a second. It's Larimar, Wendy. Such a beautiful stone, such an ocean stone, but I am seeing that for you. So there must be some emotions that need to be brought up there. Oh, Wendy, Tony, I don't know. I can't remember what I said to you. I'll give you another one, okay? So you can go back and relive the banter. I'll give you another one, okay? Just so you can have a look. Damperite, it's a travel stone, which is really good. It's about transition and transformation as well. I always use it when somebody's passing over. No, it's not means you're dying, but it just helps somebody move from one state to the next. And sometimes that can be simply be about like moving your consciousness or putting yourself back on track, if that makes sense. Okay, now I'm going to do some more readings, but what I want to ask people is, what's been the most influential book that you've actually read? What's the most influential book that you have read? Dan Burite, Tony, Danberite. Dan Burite. Delta Alpha November. Dan, like Daniel. Dan Burite. What's your favorite book, guys? One of my favorites is called I've totally forgotten the name of it. What's it called? Shamalu, The Way of the Warrior. It's a shamanic journey. Teaches you to stay present and stay in your space. It's only a small little book that was gifted to me originally from my shamanic master, but I love it, and I love giving it to everybody as well. And I love kids' books. Okay, they have to be my favorite, which is obviously why I sort of like focus my attentions for Dolly's Imagination Library. Hey, where are you? I've been waiting all night for you because somebody paid a reading for you, Miss Carly. So just hang on a minute before you nick off, because somebody paid a reading for you, and they actually gave me your name as well, so you can't nick off, right? There you go. Don't hate me. Do you know what I used to do, Kira? I used to read ridiculously as a kid. And yes, Carly, somebody paid. I used to read ridiculously as a kid. I used to hide away and put myself in that sort of like little cocoon of amazingness. But nowadays, I fall asleep like you. So what I actually do is I purchase the audiobooks and I listen to them at night. I still do a lot of reading because I do a lot of research. But reading novels, unless they're kids' books, I just can't face it. I just struggle hard. The Little White Horse, same as J.K. Rowling. April Jones, did you pay? I think that she did. Just having a look. I've got an A. Holt. I don't know who that is. But yeah, Carly, I'm going to jump on and read for you because I did get a donation from one of our readers for you, and she actually gave me the name as well. So this one's for you as a beautiful donation. So life's kicking you down at the present time, and Spirit's just wanting to lift you back up and, stop looking through, I guess, gauze, if that makes sense, because the way that they're showing me is if you're trying to go through life, but there's like gauze covering your face, and you can't see clearly, if that makes sense. And Spirit's just wanting to say, sometimes you need to sort of like, my fish are acting weird. Sometimes you need to sort of like push yourself through life, but take off that mask, take off the cheesecloth, and actually show your face and allow your true self to be seen. So many of us live mask under mask under mask, and it's not always a good thing. We do sometimes need that mask to get by in the moment, but there comes a time when we have to sort of like release ourselves from these binding agents and let ourselves be free. If that makes sense. What I'm actually always seeing, what I'm seeing for you also, Carly, is the juggling that's going on. Okay, the constant juggling that's happening, and it's almost like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, if that makes sense. And for that terminology, it's always like you're putting out of one to give to the other, but that's leaving that one short as well. Spirit's wanting to say balance out a little easier. Okay, balance out a little easier. Don't look too far ahead. Just concentrate on what you need in the moment, okay? Because you are an overthinker. We all know you are an overthinker. And sometimes you get too far ahead to the point where you actually stress yourself out or put more stress upon you than you actually need to be dealing with in the moment. You worry about everybody in there and around you. But what I want to say to you is just worry on yourself, okay? Just worry about yourself and focus on you for a little bit. Put on the oxygen mask, for goodness sake, and just take care of you, especially in the next 24 hours. You're exhausted, you're tired, you're drained, and you really are tired and just withdrawn. So just hold on to that loving, beautiful energy. It's been gifted by somebody for you, and I'm sending that across. Now you can go to bed. Okay, April Jones, it's not for somebody else, okay? That reading was done prior to you, and I was just waiting for Carly to jump on. I do have your reading, so I'm going to do that for you now. And I'm just ascertaining here what else we have here. So April's there. Yeah, look, I am a Amazon Prime. No, I do get audiobooks, so yeah, I love my audiobooks. Jumped on, forgot. Hey, Christy, how could you forget about me on a Sunday at 8 p.m.? Like, seriously, guys, what is wrong with you? You're letting me down, okay? You're letting me down. Pick up your socks. And, I turn up here every week for you guys. I'm only joking, okay? I'm only joking. I know that life gets in the way. And I'm always a really big believer that the people that need to attend, they find their way to me anyway. So even when you don't turn up, you know that beautiful loving energy is being sent out to you. Okie dokie. Now, let me have a look. Bloody Netflix. Okay, where are we at now? Okay, so April, we're going to read for you. Okay. Let me see what I can get, April. Just going to click on your name. Here we go. April. April, when I'm jumping into your energy, I just feel like I'm running around in circles, like round and round and round and round in circles. But the way that they're showing me it is that as I step in on a psychic level, it's like a pen that you just draw in a circle, and it's like scribbles, like Mr. Messy, if that makes sense. And I do want to say to you, it's almost indicative of the way your life is at the present time. A little bit messy, a little bit sort of like all over the place, and with no sort of what's the word, uniformity to it. Okay, now when we're dealing with energy at the moment, that's how everybody's energy is, a little bit all over the place at the moment. You're a big fan of trying to control things and trying to I guess, be present enough in your world to be structured. But at the moment, nobody can do that. Nobody can structure their world because nobody knows what's coming next. And so everybody's sort of living in that fight-flight mode. And so everybody's in that sort of like adrenaline bouncing atmosphere. And you're no different. Okay. I know that you're tense. I know that you're anxious. I do see you overthinking things, your sleepless nights. And I just want to say to you, just try and pause and relax as much as you can. I say this every single week, meditate if you can. If you can't meditate, jump in the shower for 5 minutes, get that water draining on you and just let those emotions run out, okay? When you resist and you try and control, the amount of energy that you lose from trying to hold force is extreme. But if you actually give in and surrender and allow that to just sort of like flow through, you're going to go where you're meant to go without that resistance, if that makes sense. No matter how we try and control our lives, we're going to go to where we need to go anyway, whether we resist it or whether we don't resist it. And Spirit's just saying, just let it go. Stop trying to control it, if that makes sense. You're just writing here now that you struggle to quieten your mind. Of course you do, because you're an overthinker. You're highly intelligent and you're constantly receiving new information. And Spirit's also making me aware of your intuition as well. So I know that you have the ability to see and hear Spirit. Now, whether you work with that gift or whether you've only just discovered it, I can't be sure at this moment. But what I'm going to say to you is just pay attention. Pay attention to the signs and the symbols that are in your world. Pay attention to, what you get given, and pay attention to, the messages that you received. It might be, a flower. It might be a feather. It might be a song on the radio. Whatever it is, just understand that Spirit is with you, and Spirit's trying to say, April, wake up. Hey, April, we're here. No matter what, they're trying so hard to get your attention. Now, you're writing here that you do see it and you get scared. Let me tell you, there's nothing to be scared of, okay? The only thing to fear is fear itself. I can assure you of that. And look, I've been there. I've been where you are right now. And it is daunting and it can be scary. But let me tell you, when you embrace it, it's such a beautiful, peaceful experience, okay? Not everybody can do it. Not everybody can see it. And when you have that sixth sense about life and about direction and about, people, it's such a powerful tool to own, okay? Because you can see people and you can see they're struggling and you know exactly what to do to ease their pain. April, you're a healer. I don't know who near and around you is in the nursing profession, but I want to pass love and gratitude on to them for the incredible job that they're doing. And I'm passing this message across to you tonight just to say it's okay to be scared, but when you're ready, move forward, embrace the fear, and allow yourself to be pushed onto the path that you need to be in, okay? So I'm going to leave that one there for you. Has anybody been working on a project for a little while and, they've either put it down or like me, they sort of like see something shiny over there and they try and do that? Does anybody do that? Oh, look, somebody's going to bed, the old man. He's saying, good night all, be safe and strong. Thank you, Frank. All the time. How do I go about booking a reading, Bec? Kayla, you can go to my website or you can go to my Facebook page, and you can. My phone's just going off mental. Sorry. You can just go to my Facebook page, or you can go to my webpage, AustralianPsychicBarber.com.au, or my Facebook page, and you can click on the link and you can book the reading that way. Okay. So yeah, that's really cool. Thank you, Kayla. I look forward to hearing from you. Your front yard. What is that in relation to? Jackie all the time. I'm working on a cross stitch for my late mum. Stuffed it up tonight, so I put it away. Till tomorrow. Heather, do you know what? Let me tell you something. I used to do a lot of North American Indian beading or beadwork. And something that I learned in life is that nothing is perfect, okay? And even when they do something that appears perfect, they always put a bead of a different color in so that it looks wrong, because they have a belief system that nothing ever is perfect, okay? And it reminds us that we're not perfect, and it reminds us, to, I guess, be the best that we can in that moment. And so my advice to you is leave that stitch there, okay? Leave that stitch there as a reminder that you're not perfect, and as a reminder that you do the best you can every single time, okay? So it's just a thought. I can't tell you what to do, but for some reason I'm being reminded of the way that they do it, and just a reminder of the backstory that comes with it. Your backyard is your project that you never finish. That's so funny. Carly, off to bed. Hope your wee lad is much better and that his ear is better. So yeah, that's really cool. Heather's saying, I suffer with OCD and I try to be perfect. That's okay. You can try to be perfect. But let me change that for you, Heather, and say, instead of trying to be perfect, just be the best version you can be in that moment. Okay. Just there. All right. Where are we at? Okay, it's 10 o'clock now, guys. I'm gonna probably finish a little bit earlier tonight, because our numbers are dropping off, and I know that people are tired, and we have kids at home and all that sort of stuff. So I'll do another 15 minutes. Does anybody have any questions? I'll open the board up to yes and no questions. But if you do want a reading with me while I'm online, please follow the queue line. The BSB and bank details are there. It's $10 for reading tonight, and I will jump in there and do that for you before I get off. So let's have a look. Yes and no questions. Yeah, you can have one word guidance, Melanie. So one word. Usually yes and no questions anyway. So if you've got a yes or no question, ask me. Don't forget to like and share the page, guys, and let people know that on a Sunday I'm around. I do try and reach as many people as I can, especially knowing how hard things are for everybody at the moment. Sometimes having a wacky person in front of them gives them a good laugh or something to look forward to. And I think it's really important that we all band together during these times. Yes or no? Will my brother ever come and fix my front yard? No. No. The answer to that is no. Having a bit of a laugh at that. I think you already know the answer to that yourself, but you can try. Honey, why don't you make it your project to do it? Okay. You get stuck in and do your front yard. You knew you were going to say it. You must be psychic then. Christy, yes, I feel so. I dropped a bombshell at work. You did half done. Yeah, get in there and do it yourself. Okay, that's what I'm seeing done for there. I'm going through something I know I have to go through. Will it last long? Will it last long with this person? No, Melanie. I'm getting a no on that. Will my kids ever change a toilet roll? No, Wendy, you wish. Well, let me put it to you this way. As long as you're changing it, they're not going to be bothered changing it. So maybe you need to stop changing it so that so you can teach them a lesson. You're so funny. Okay, come on, be serious. Ask proper questions, not whether they're going to change the toilet roll, for goodness sake. Far out. Well, I'm going to get some cards out. Yes, Deb. Sometimes, yes, Deb, I can physically feel a person when they have passed over. You might feel the indentation on the bed as they sit down. Sometimes that you can feel them brush your hair quite often. You can feel that, whenever spirit's around, you can feel the hairs on your neck stand up. You can do that as well. Sometimes you'll hear a whisper in your ear as well. Or you can smell them. So yeah, you can physically, feel them when they come and visit, for sure. Christy, no, I don't see that happening at the moment. At the moment, they're really assertive with that one. At the moment. Okay, Melanie Sandon, is that right? Melanie, I've just got the snake card that's coming through here, but if you can actually see, he's wrapped around that beautiful heart. Okay, now before I even look at this message, I know that this is shedding the skin in relationship love and relation to relationships. Okay, now the snake medicine is shed your skin, prepare to heal and transform. You are always evolving, and I think this is a really important message here. Okay, and I just want to say to you, hold space and allow that transition to come forward. Now, guys, all of you are asking questions. I'm going to ask one question. I don't want to ask 20,000 questions to each and every one of you. You need to be mindful that other people are on here and that they have the opportunity to ask a question as well. Okay, so for those of you that have already asked a question, Spirit won't be going back and revisiting that, all right? It's not fair. If you want a reading, pay the $10 and I'll answer that for you. But I have to be mindful of other people on the banter as well. And, it has to be fair, okay? So just because you're all asking questions, I'm not going to answer every single question that you ask. I want the opportunity to be fair. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for you guys. Did anybody watch the Olympics, or has anybody watched the Olympics? Melanie, I hope you got that card reading. Now, hey guys, what would you like to see on the banter? Okay, what would make you interact more? What would make you want to watch more? Can you give me some advice on, how to liven up the show? What do you want to see? What do you want to do? Do you want to see more guests? Do you want me to do more readings? Tell me some advice. Give me some advice here on, just some things that you like and some things that you may not like. I'm always open to constructive criticism, and I'm always trying to, make this show as best as I can and as interactive as I possibly can. Would you guys be open to coming on? You want to see Simon? I don't have him at the minute. I've got to get him back off Jackie. And as soon as I get him back, then certainly I will have him on the show. He hasn't been on for a while, but I will certainly put him back on. I just haven't been able to get him. COVID. I really like the mediumship. I also love it when you tell. You like the stories, Mahani? Okay, no worries. And the mediumship as well. Yeah, it's always really lovely. The only thing with mediumship is that it is quick, and sometimes the information that comes through is a little bit sensitive, I guess. So I have to be mindful of that. And it's really important just to remind you guys that when you come to me for a personal reading, then the I guess there's no hide and seek. What you get is what spirit says. Okay, so there's no editing or anything like that. It's a direct link to spirit, and I don't have to worry about what's being said on social media. So just be aware that private readings are a lot more in depth. They're a lot more personalized, and a lot more information comes forward as well. So just put your hats on sometimes and just think, is this something I want to know further about? And by all means, you're welcome to book a reading. And to do that, you just got to jump on my Facebook page and my web page, and there's a link to make that easy for you. You like my stories and my experiences. The random spirits that you had come through last week was super interesting. I don't even remember that. I've always got spirit coming in, like seriously. Always. How much is a private spirit reading and how long are they? Tony, jump on my Facebook page, click the link to book a reading, and it will tell you I've got all different readings. They go for half an hour, or if you only want one question, it just depends on what you actually want. Okay, so lots of options. I try and give people lots of options. Okay, so you like to hear stories. Okay. Gosh, I could talk about stories for so long. It's really cool. I'll tell you a really cool story. I used to be a security guard, and I used to work for the Ministry of Education in Treasury Place in the city. And such an old building, that one. It's like this big scary basement, and it's kind of like got tram tracks underneath it. So I don't know if anybody's been in the Treasury buildings, but in the basement of the buildings, there's like a tram track, because what they actually used to do is they used to run the gold from the Treasury to the banks, and they used to do it under Treasury Gardens. And so there's tunnels all under Treasury Gardens, and the tracks to that, still go to the banks and still go to Treasury Place. And I remember having to do all these patrols down in the basement, and I used to be shit scared because it was so dark and cold and bluestone and such a really old building. Anyway, I was doing my patrols one night, and there's 3 levels to the Treasury building, and one big staircase that is in the middle of the building, and then it all splits off. So level 1 splits to east and west, and level 2 splits to east and west, and then the minister's office split to east and west. And so you've got, that's pretty much the layout. It's like a sort of like a U shape, really, and that's the layout of the buildings. And we have a regular patrol, and of the way that we actually do things. And I was doing my patrol, and my control room person says, "Oh, there's somebody following you on your patrol." And I turn around. There's nobody on my patrol. I can't see anybody on my patrol. And I'm thinking, if there's anybody following me, I'm seriously going to shit myself, because there's nobody up here. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning or something random like that. There was no one there. There's only 2 of us on patrol. There was no one there, and one of us is always on patrol while the other one sits in the guardhouse. So I'm doing this patrol and going in and out of buildings and locking all the doors, and doing as you do. And they're over the radio, like, "Bec, like, seriously, there's somebody following you." Because what was happening was, when I swiped my card, then another number would come up behind my card. And so if I went through one door, my number would be registered on my proxy card, and then a couple of seconds later, another proxy number would be registered. And I'm like looking, and I can't see, even through the glass doors, I can't see anybody up there. And they were that concerned about it. I double backed and I couldn't find anybody, and well, now they've double backed, they're following you. So they called in all of the high techs, all of the business bosses and everybody. They went through the entire building, management through the entire building, up in the roof, absolutely everywhere, and they could not find any reason for this proxy to be, in the building. They even went far back as the people that actually had the security system and asked them, like, is this normal? Nobody had an explanation. So the only thing that we can think of is that somebody not of this world had a proxy card and was kind of following me on my patrol that night. So there's a bit of trivia for you. And on the security systems, we always saw stuff. I spent half the time watching the basement cameras because the stuff that we saw was really incredible. And it also gave me such an amazing tuning in being able to, I guess, know what's actually on cameras. So I'm very good at, sort of like looking at a camera when somebody's like, it's a ghost. I'm like, no, it's a spider. Or, oh, look, it's a ghost. I'm like, no, it's the wing of a bug. So, yeah, it gives you really good training for the cameras on just what, just what to actually, look for on camera surveillance stuff, yeah. What have you written there, honey? Why the heck would you be a psychic medium security guard on patrol in a super scary ancient type building? That's crazy. My hairs are bristling. Because sometimes, we have to actually make a living. And, it's very difficult. The psychic medium industry is very, very difficult to make a lot of money in. Not all of us are the John Edwards of the world and the Lisa Williams of the world. And so we do have to, I guess, find alternative careers to help support our journey with spirit. So we do try. We try and get out there and make millions and millions of dollars. But, it's a long, hard journey. And all we can do is put our foot in front of the other one like everybody else and do what we need to in order to survive. So there you go. What else have we got here? Can spirit move things? Yes, they can. They love moving things. We've been sitting at the dinner table and my mobile phone has just suddenly flown off the kitchen bench. Everybody's been at the dinner table. The cat's been sitting on the sofa. The dog's right by our side. Nobody there, and my phone has literally been thrown into the middle of the room. Just recently, I was on a writers' retreat in Queensland, and I was with Geordie at the time, and JJ and I were sharing a room, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we both got woken up by this bang noise, and both of us thought, that sounds like your drink bottle, because I had my drink bottle sitting on the ledge in the bathroom. Sure enough, I got up and the drink bottle was in the middle of the floor. And it's like, weird things like that have always happened. I've had balls thrown at me. I've had rocks thrown at me from the asylum when I was working at Beechworth Asylum. Just some crazy stuff. Are orbs real? I believe they are. Okay, I believe they are, if nothing more than an energy center. But I've watched orbs and I've sort of like captured a lot of orb photography over the years and a lot of orb videos, and there has to be some intelligence with them, just the way that they move and interact. There's just some beautiful energy, and I just love the fact of the different colors that you can get. If you go onto my paranormal investigation page, the APV Paranormal Investigations, there's some incredible orb pictures. And one of the orbs that I took a photo of is this incredibly blue orb that was taken in the basement of J Ward Asylum prison in Ararat. Jump onto APV and have a look at that photo. It's incredible. Can spirits cause harm to the living? Oh, look, that's a real tricky question there, Christy. Can spirits cause harm to the living? I'd have to say yes. Okay, I would have to say yes on that one, because I know, working as a paranormal investigation, that I have seen stuff. And you've got to remember, this is energy, and sometimes it's also residual energy that people have left behind, and it can be a little bit cranky at times. Spirits that have passed over are never, they're never nasty or narcissistic or anything like that. They're always, of high spirit. But sometimes humans, like anything, will be provocative and will poke at them. And, you know, if you get poked at enough, you're going to come flying out as well. And I have seen spirit get frustrated, but you've got to understand they're in an environment when some idiots out there going, come on, you're an asshole. Sorry about the words and the language, but, you know, they really provoke spirit. And I guess in this life, you know, our journey is to learn lessons. And sometimes those people need to be put on their butts. So I'd have to say yes to that. But, you know, it's an extreme case. It's an extreme case. Do babies born still come through a spirit? My answer to that one, yes, is honey. Any child that has come through, incarnate or discarnate, that has been living for a time, they have a soul, and it's that soul that we communicate with on the other side. So yes, it's very rare that I won't pick up a stillborn or a child in spirit, but yes, they definitely do. They do sort of like show themselves and let me know that, hey, we were here, but we're not anymore. So yeah, that's really cool. What else have we got here? Just running through back in some of these messages. The lady from London who played the piano. What? The lady from London who played the piano. I vaguely remember that, honey. I'm sorry. I don't remember some of the readings, you know, so unless I'm recording it, I don't often remember what I've actually said to somebody in a reading, which is crazy because it's like you go into this like spirit trance and you can only go with what you actually get told. So yeah, that's it. Oh, look at that. We're nearly at time anyway, guys. So I just want to say thank you so much for everybody joining me tonight. I hope that it has been informative for you, and I hope that you have learned something from tonight. For those of you that have received your messages, I'm pretty sure I read for everybody that paid their $10. Let me just double check and make sure that I haven't forgotten anyone. No, I got that right. Okay, that's cool. So I have done that for everybody. And I just want to say to each and every one of you, don't put so much pressure on yourself, okay? Something that I like to do is every single week is learn something that I didn't know before. And I watch an awful lot of documentaries on YouTube. And sometimes I just have no sort of like no specific subject matter that I'm going to look at. Sometimes I just put on YouTube and scroll down and there'll be something that catches my eye, and it can be anything. I love historic things, and so you know it can be an article or something on morgues or cremation, or the next day I'll watch something about Marie Antoinette or you know Henry VIII or Anne Boleyn or something like that. So this week I'm going to put a challenge out to everybody, and I'm going to say to you, try and learn something different every day intentionally, okay? And by that I mean not from other people near and around you, but hunt it out from source. You know, take a moment to sort of like Google something, or take a moment to watch a YouTube, or take a moment to read something and you know educate yourself just a little bit, because you know it all adds up in the end, and it's such a informative thing to be able to hold knowledge. There's nothing better than knowledge or holding knowledge. And when we hold knowledge, we evolve our soul even further. And I just want to say to you, you know, have intention for what you're doing. Don't just flutter through life with no intention. Have intention, have meaning, live your life with meaning, live your life with intention of direction. Okay, sometimes it is to just be in the moment. That's okay, but sometimes it's really important to have goals and to have something to work towards. So that's my output for this week. I want each and every one of you to have a think about what you're manifesting, have a think about where your energy goes, have an idea about how you're reacting to things, and just be aware in the moment of you know how what you say affects other people, what you do affects other people, and vice versa. This world is crazy at the present time, and I'm just trying to give you tools to help you navigate through. So with that, I'm going to send you lots of love, and I'm going to see you all next week. Drag your friends' asses in as well. Okay, it's going to be 8 p.m. We're going to have so much fun. And till next week, I wish you all the best. Night, guys.